believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good.
Hello everybody, Rusty Shackleford, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. What's going on, things? World famous indeed, yep. That's me. Yep. Mydro, welcome in. Guys, yeah, Rusty, how's your stream, man? How's your stream? What were you playing? Alright, here we go. We're gonna jump in and we're gonna paint some gold. We're gonna see how much we can get done on old Konrad Curze here. We got some lovely corpses on his base that we're gonna be painting. Excuse me. Tired from last night, so I finished up early. Hey, that's alright. It is no problem. Man, I appreciate the raid. What were you playing? Or were you painting? Yeah. Galaxy's most famous My Chemical Romance fan. Yeah. I mean, Corvus Corax would take issue with that statement, but we all know. For my Valentine, just to dissociate from Curze. I don't think I have heard of Bullet for My Valentine in a long time. I haven't heard that phrase uttered. Yeah, that's something. You're playing Balatro? Oh, cool. That's cool. How's it going? Any good runs? What's your go-to hand, Balatro? Stuff is all damaged, makes it kind of tough to paint. Saturday box is straight. Oh yeah. What are you looking forward to most with that set? I'm gonna be real lame and say the thing I like the most out of that set is the just the Mark II Marines, which is funny because I never liked Mark II armor out of there. But like the Saturnine Terminators and the Dreadnought are all okay. The turret looks cool. The Centurion looks amazing. The Mark II dude. But like, yeah, this just having new rules and like a change up and then more Mark II Marines. The Dreadnought. Yep. Nice. Yeah. Star Laser, what's going on? I figure that Dreadnought is going to get a like an individual package release, like they do with everything. That all the 30K stuff, they have their own releases and stuff. But I think there's going to be a second Saturnine Dreadnought mini, that'll have different weapons on it. Actually, I'm almost sure of it, just because when they showed the sprues of the dreadnought, you could see that there are spaces for magnets in the elbows. So that to me screams multiple weapon options, and they've only showed it with the two weapons, the big disintegrator weapon and the plasma mortar thing. So, yep, I'm calling it here. I am saying that I'll make the I'll put my name on the line here. Multiple Saturnine Dreadnought weapons, and I also think the entire rule set for Horus Heresy, the core rules, will be leaked by like this time next week. Yeah, Starblades are all the Heresy Dread. I think the Redemptor Dreadnoughts do it too. I think they have spaces for magnets, but all the Heresy Dreadnoughts are easily magnetized. I don't know what I'm painting. Just a blob of resin to me. What's up, John Lockridge? How you doing? Well, Heresy models all look slightly off, for want of a better time. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah. Or just like slightly different than the 40k stuff. Like you can kind of see the evolution. It's a cool way of putting it. And we can make this thing gold. This little piece of gold here. Your dog to sleep. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, John Lockridge. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. Harperion welcoming. I've never owned a dog in my adult life, but we did own a cat for a short time, and we had to put the cat down. It was only like a little over a year and a half old or so. It was a stray that was born. It was like the runt, and it had all kinds of sicknesses and stuff. And we loved our cat. We named it Wobble. And yeah, yep. Too many sicknesses. Things caught up with it. The cat practically had no kidneys. Incredibly sad, though. Yard. Tick-borne illness last year. Oh, that's rough. Yeah. Star Laser Heresy is definitely the game that does that better than the others. I did do drilling. I have like my special weapons squad, and I magnetized all the weapons, and I had to drill into the hands. But on the arms, like at the wrist, I replaced. There's like a wrist and a disc right at the end before it fits into the handpiece. I cut that off and replaced it with a 3mm magnet, a 3x1 magnet, and it replaced it like 1 for 1. So they literally put a 3x1mm disc in the on the wrists of the Space Marines so you could magnetize them. Eating anything with the kids? Yeah. All right, Rusty Shackleford, you have a good one. Thanks for the lurk, and thanks for the raid. Okay, some silver on there. I don't think they have a lot more silver that goes on. I'll check the other guy here in a minute. But we're just trying to get some basics paint on these guys. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll wash them. Ooh. See the other one here. Some weird pieces of something. I don't know what it is, but paint it silver just to be sure. Okay. Guys, I will be back in 1 second. Okay, we're back. Alright, we painted silver, we painted some gold. We're gonna use this black red, and we're gonna paint a little bit of the meaty bits on these minis. Just get a bit of a start on all this. Hey, Utini, how you doing? Switch 2. Dang, you got your Switch 2 in. Nice. I've been doing well. Just continuing work on Konrad Curze. Let me see. I necessarily need to do stuff on there. Bone and skin, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Just painting some Solar Auxilia today. Proud soldiers of the Prospering Spire Guard here. They sure are 5, yeah. Alright, no other cuts and scrapes or anything on you, that's cool. We are going to put a color down. We're going to make it this bright brown gray. So we have brown gray, yeah, brown gray and bright brown gray, nice. Let's try this color here. Yes, they are. I do have the new colors. I've been using them quite a bit on this mini, and there's some really nice ones in the set. Yeah, a ton of like gray equivalents that have been really useful. As a matter of fact, I think here in a second I'll show you. There's like dead flesh covered skin, and I use those mainly the new AMP colors. Nice color called beige gray that just works great for like a dead skin. That a little bit of exposed bone, it's all good. And a lot of build up into a peach flesh, maybe that's what it's called. This color was our beige gray. Yeah, and peach flesh is we worked up into something like this with a bit of like a warm white. This is like the cloak here. Yeah, on the cloak, all this dead skin, and the red cape was also black red was our initial kind of coat. It's a really nice deep red. If you want something darker than burnt red, and you can build up into that. So, yeah, very nice color. Okay, while that bone is drying, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put down two colors. I have new cool gray, and we're gonna use our dark neutral gray. We're gonna put just a little bit of each as I throw my paint bottle. Because we're gonna put down some base coats. For some cards. So what you'll notice is, there's these little squares like nailed to things all over the place. Those little squares are, we found out after some research, they are Nostroman tarot cards. I'm gonna put some base colors down. Hey, Raptor, what's going on? How's work today? You guys getting ready? You gonna be ready? This cape has a bunch. There's two here. Three on there will be. Oh, there's one up here too. We'll make that one later. Almost all the way home for the day. Okay, all right, good. Progress. Bunch of those. Let's look at Curze proper. I did glue him onto his base. The big thing I have to do with Curze is I need to blend in the pieces where his feet are glued into his actual base. He just has one card here. No other cards. But his shoulder pads might be different. Yep, there's two on the shoulder pads. Of these, this color. Doesn't have any, his head doesn't have any. Okay, I think that's it. So let's get our dark neutral gray. Nice surprise in the mail. Or management. Some sheets and dinner voucher. Oh, that's cool. Okay. What? What is Thatcher? Is that a restaurant? Okay, prepaid card spent at a restaurant. Okay, okay, yeah. Better head and take them. You throwing hands. Alright, so this guy has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on here, 2 on the shoulder, 1 on Curze, it's 10, and then 11 because there's 1 on the gentleman that he killed. Okay. I have an idea for some fun with these. But first, we're going to do a wash here. I need... Alright. I need a moment to grab this. Okay. Second guess paid off. I'll take some strong tone. Put some wash on some solar auxilia. We're gonna paint these guys how we would paint our normal auxilia minis that I just use in game. I'll just pay a little extra attention to highlights and stuff. Make sure they don't detract from the gorgeous mini that is Curze. Today is officially the first day of summer for the family, the painting family. So, nobody at school. I'm the only one working. It's pretty great. We'll find stuff to do while this wash is drying, because it'll take a little bit of time. The other one. Hey, Raja. Alright, let's get this other guy. You come up with any ideas, Raja, for your PowerPoint? Bones and where to find them? Nice. Alright. That's great. Okay. So those are good. Alright. I'm going to take a quick break. Been drinking too much water this morning, apparently. So I'll be back in a minute, and then we're going to paint some tarot cards. Alright, back. He's an oxalotl. They keep saying he has no bones. Oh. Oxalotls have bones though, right? You're just choosing to educate everybody. I appreciate it. I appreciate the yeah. Alright, we're gonna get some bright neutral gray. Put that down, and we'll also get, let's see, we use that. Let's do neutral gray as well. Okay. Got our colors out. Let's get a small brush. Go through and we'll start doing some little highlights on these. Hey Abigail, welcome. Welcome back. We are continuing to paint Konrad Curze and the corpses that are on his base. I think my goal is to have him like done and ready to send to Zendro by the end of the weekend. We're trying to get all these like kind of non-touch-up painted details complete. That's the goal. Okay. Get some neutral gray. Other cards. We're gonna put designs on these cards. That's all for the gray. Let's get a little bit of white down. We'll do a little bit of a mix. of setup. Use a distraction. Some calm painting time. Yeah, there you go. I saw that, not a rules article, there was a lore article for Horus Heresy today. But tomorrow there's going to be a rules article. So we'll see how, it's going to be about weapons and weapon stats and things like that. So we'll see what exactly they explained. I mean, they already showed off some weapon profiles, so it might not be anything crazy, but I already called it. I think the full core rulebook is going to be leaked by this time next week. Whole thing, not the army rules, which stinks, but I think the whole thing, the core book, will be. The number one thing I'm concerned about is vehicles in the game. Vehicles in Heresy are much different than vehicles in 40k. And I hope it stays that way. A little less like let's say gamey, if that makes sense. 40k is definitely meant to be more of a played game kind of thing. Heresy is more of a simulation kind of attitude. I hope they continue with that. So far, the rules they've shown seems like they're leaning more into the kind of simulation instead of less, which is really nice. Yep, just doing one final coat of just pure white. I got a question for you guys. I know there's not like a ton of people in here, and I can ask this in the Discord, but how would you guys feel if for this summer I still streamed, 3 weekdays, but I started the streams like an hour later and tried to go an hour later? What do you guys think about that? I'll try Kill Team, but it probably won't happen. Oh, that's too bad. I've heard good things about Kill Team, so if you do get to try it, I mean, it seems like it's a good game. Doesn't affect you? Okay, yeah. I don't know if there's anybody in there that it's like, like maybe EoRaptor might be one, but okay, that wash is still going. That's fine. I gotta look something up real quick. All right. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Been slightly burned out. Yeah, you've been playing it a lot though, right? You're playing almost weekly. Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. First, I'm gonna get a super small brush. I have a double zero This is a Windsor Newton 00. Look at that. Look at that bad boy right there. Compared to our super small number 1. That's our miniature number 1. So this is a very small brush. Almost weekly for like 2 years. Wow, okay. Hey Rage, Heresy 3.0 comes out. You should come and play some, bring up the Custodes. Play some Heresy. And bring up your Armada minis, and then play some Armada, and then we can play all the other games. Okay, so these tarot cards, they have different symbols on them. I have a couple symbols, and I talked to Zendro about this because his mini. We had some idea. I had ideas. My idea was, or was it his idea? Hold on. I need to be honest about this because this is a great idea. Yeah. Okay. So it was my idea. I'm going to claim this idea. I wanted to make all the tarot cards different Balatro Jokers. Zen initially said it was a great idea, and then he said no, and then we settled at 1. So I'm going to paint 1 Joker. Here, it's going to be on this guy's forehead. We're going to try to do just the classic Balatro Joker, see if I can make it register as that. And then I'm also going to paint another one. I'm going to paint as Negative Joker, which is going to be cool. The rest of them just get like... That's too far over. Hold on. Just get like symbols and stuff. Yeah. Can I go to local groups at some point? Run a few games? Yeah. I am sure there are people out there playing Kill Team. Yeah, I'm excited to see you continue on that, yo, because, man, your Krieg look awesome. Nog is stretching somewhat. What's that? Blue. I need this color orange, which isn't even... I don't even have the proper cap for it yet. Some bright red. Oh yeah, okay. That's fine. That's like Nog. Like, what is this? What is this Dutch word? Oh, good. I'm never judgmental about people's autocorrect or typing mistakes or anything like that because I type like a toddler, so... Okay. Got some blue here. Man, I love this 00 brush. Okay. Got our blue. That's all we need. Let's put our red down. We're doing what? Orange red? Yeah, orange red. Okay. And then we get this, this orange yellow. This stuff is still sealed in here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna try to keep that seal on. I'm just gonna pull a little bit of paint right here. We'll take it, we'll put a little bit on the palette. Okay. Let me see. Let me see if I can get this. Let me close this lid and then we'll see if I can... You guys gotta tell me if it registers as a Balatro Joker here. There you go. Does that work? We made the tarot card a Balatro Joker. It's gonna be on the base too, like when he's on display and everything. I got one more I'm gonna do. It's so tiny. Alright, let's try this. Let's try it on... We're doing it on Curze's person. I'm doing it on that one right there. The black card. Okay. So I can keep the orange out. It looks like I can keep the blue, but I need like a lemon yellow color. I think this bismuth yellow is the color I need. And we also need a light gray, which we'll get. So we're gonna do just a couple changes here. First of all, I'm gonna make this card way darker. So we're gonna make it, we're gonna put down some, let's put down some satin black. Okay. See if I can't get the full effect here. You guys go. The ultimate. Way too much paint. Hey, War Judge. What's up? Painting the interior on your Valkyrie. Nice. I love it. I'm attempting to paint tarot cards here. Got my colors. Alright, first thing I need to do, I need my gray here. We're going to take our blue again. Keep that in frame while I paint it here. This one might have to be just a little sloppier. The card's kind of a weird folded over thing. Painting yellow over black is never going to be one coat. Watching other painters do Valkyries. Do different colors on the inside and outside. Yeah, that works. Okay, I guess that's our best attempt at a negative Joker. Try to do the little hat. That's difficult. The rest of these are just like symbols of stuff. There are two Balatro Jokers. What's going on, Valkyrie? How you doing? The rest of these just get like crazy symbols. The weirdest things that they have. They just all have little pictures on them and stuff, so guess we'll just be painting little pictures on things. Waiting on coffee to kick in? Yeah, I'm doing well. Just painting Konrad Curze. Find cool ways to paint tarot cards, so Heart of Darkness, poor guy, yeah. At the moment, waiting on coffee to kick in, yeah. More of this paint. Right of this, isn't it? I don't know, something like that. We'll make up stuff as we go. You got that. We need this one. No, we got that. Okay, those ones are done. So it's just the cape. coffee here as well. I was gonna try to keep awake. I was asked to work tonight. Oh, some green on some cards. Also, I'm really happy with the skin. You can see the details in it when it's this close. Looks really nice in my opinion. What's the time over there? Oh, it's 4 p.m. No, it's 11 in a.m. here. Yes, East Coast US. Late, so it's early morning. Gotcha. Hey, AT Slayer. Weren't you in here earlier? What's going on? Just finding some colors here that I can put down. You just okay, it was someone else. Night Lords have more Heart of Darkness or Apocalypse Now references than other Primarch names. I don't know. Their names are very like Russian, or I guess just evil. I don't know. I never thought of Night Lords, and I was like, man, those guys seem like very Apocalypse Now. So I can't reference Heart of Darkness. I'm not familiar. Okay, one more. Something like that. I don't know tarot cards, guys. I would have just made them all Balatro Jokers and no one would have known the difference. Alright, let me zoom out a little bit more. Okay. So we need tarot cards. I believe this is all dry. We can start highlighting these minis. Lightning pattern? Yeah, yep. Yeah, that is Night Lords, yep. Your spoken English sounds exactly like him. That's cool. Born in Eastern Europe. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Okay, before we move on with that gold, I guess we'll wait a minute. We're gonna get this olive flesh back out. Quick highlight on the uniforms. Any opinions on non-metallic metals? It can be difficult. It's like a weird mindset to paint them, but they look good. I would love to be able to paint non-metallic metals well, but mine look sloppy. I don't take the time to practice it either, so it's my own fault. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Culture American. It's I don't know if you remember like learning how to highlight minis. You know, learning like, hey, you know, lighting from above and what that means when you're doing your highlights, and how to put those highlights so they're, you know, they're like facing the light source basically, and all that stuff. It is a similar idea, or like shift in mindset to that, except you're looking at like reflection points in the light, and it's not just the light itself. So you're trying to find like, you know, oh, if I use, you know, like sharper highlights, it means that it's a shinier metal. And I need, you know, how do I do a curved surface like with the metal? And there are guides out there that help you and everything that really help that kind of mindset. But yeah, it's really like learning about light in a much different and more advanced way than you did. It is a dead spire guard on the base of Curze. That is correct. Yep. Who may or may not have a Balatro Joker stapled to his head. Not this guy. No, it's the other one that does. Okay. A little highlight on there. We can add a color, brighten that up. Highlighting on the metallics issue I've been having? Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if that's you know, if you're not liking the way the metallics look, I mean, it's definitely worth trying. Just give yourself time to practice and learn, and you know, you're going to be frustrated, but yeah, I'm confident you can get it down. My neighbor is mowing their lawn. I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. Highlight color's looking good. Can't hear the music. Oh, can't hear the mower. Okay, cool. Cool. Some people have to work. Yeah, keep it down. Right. Nice highlight on there. Let's get this guy. There's the Abalatro Joker on his head. Or Jimbo, that's his name, right? Is it Jimbo? Curse kill with a playing card? Maybe. There's a good chance. I'd say if anyone could touch someone with a playing card and make their body explode like this guy's, it would probably be Curze. With hats vibes. I've never seen Llama with hats, so don't think I can comment on that. All right. The brown gray on the boots. That's what we'll do. What? I'm gonna assume that's a llamas with hats reference, and not just some weird statement that you said. So, okay, good. Had me worried for a moment. Highlight. Okay. Were you planning on being on long? I'm going to be on another couple hours, yeah. I've been ending my streams a little early lately, but I kind of have a goal and I want to be on a little longer day. If I am dying and don't want to paint, find a game to play. How about that? Your own army on its face. Yes, yes, it is. Because that's what friends do. You know, they paint their friends' corpses, their friends' minis' corpses onto their bases. That's what you're supposed to do. Since I'm painting his minis, or mini, I have to paint my own minis' corpses onto the base. Right. Drab brown. Put some of these colors up. I also feel obligated to play against Zen now using my Solar Auxilia when he has Curze. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the infantry in like really poor positions for him. He's going to feel obligated to come kill him to make everything come true. Friends have their friends paint their minis with their friends' minis' corpses on their bases. Yes. Yep. Statement makes complete sense. Are there readable name tags on the corpses? I don't think so. 40k typically isn't a place where people wear name tags. In the end, they're all starch, yeah. lighten up this drab brown a little bit. In case we're wearing a sticker that says, "Hello, my name is Dave." Yeah. Very, I don't know, Emperor's Children thing to do? Maybe? Would be the ones to do that. Guard have visible dog tags? No, I don't think so. The newer sets might. I would be pretty confident in saying the Deathcore of Krieg don't. Base is 5 minutes on the battlefield. Printing dog tags seems like a waste of metal. Yeah. Exactly. The names they give their shovels. Next thing we can do, some white gold. Stretch for a second. Alright. Our white gold. This is always the most time-consuming part of painting these auxilia anyway. And my Thousand Suns Marines for that matter. Just highlighting the red. Hand cramps painting trim? Yeah. The Thousand Suns. I bet it does. I've painted quite a few rubrics. Never really enjoyed it. I would like to someday get a squad of rubrics and convert them into veterans or something. That would be cool. I don't really have interest in 40k Thousand Suns, but 30k ones. Yeah, they look amazing when they're done, yeah. And like a normal Thousand Suns list. So like, yeah, just take 60 rubrics. Like, do you know what it takes to paint 60 rubrics? No. Cultured American, I would do the opposite. I despise those minis. The Sekitar robots, those are some of the most boring and lame looking minis I have seen in 40k in a long time. I love how GW even they made an article where they sent it out to a bunch of mini painters, those minis. They're like, look at all of the cool dioramas these people made, like all the cool like action shots of these minis. In all of the action shots are the Sekitar robots standing still with a gun arm pointing forward and like a claw arm at their side. That's every single diorama. That's what it was. It's like, oh, look, a dreadnought's attacking it. They have a crazy dreadnought with like its arms going everywhere and like it's grabbing stuff, and then the Sekitar robot's there standing still with a gun pointing forward and its arm at its side, and both of its feet down like next to each other. They modified the mini. Yeah, yeah. Look, its gun is pointing slightly upward, something that we did not include in the actual box. I'm sure someone out there is going to make them look pretty decent, but man, I'm just going to wait for 5 years down the line when 30K Thousand Suns get their Castellex Akia in plastic, or I can just 3D print the STLs I have for Castellex Akia like I did already, and hope they're not complete garbage in 3.0 like they are in 2.0. I still field them. I still take them. It's like Tau, but Tau... Yeah, Tau kind of fit at this point, right? Into the setting. It's like the weird... their proportions are really off. They seem out there, like their guns don't seem to fit. Yeah, just a lot of stuff about them just don't work. I'm gonna be painting Mark II Marines soon, and they have so many little like armor plate ridges. It's gonna be kind of a nightmare of highlighting all those. It's gonna take forever. I want 60 mil. Yeah, yeah. Put them on 40 mils. Oh my gosh. They're just so goofy looking. By far the worst looking mini of the year so far. And I say so far because you never know. Yeah, Castellax. So there's Castellax in 30K that are like a Mechanicum mini, like a robot on like a 60 mil base, and then Thousand Suns have a unique Castellax variant called a Castellex Akia that is like psychically controlled and uses unique like Thousand Suns weapons on it. You can kit bash, so I have never seen the two of those minis together. Yeah, there's like resin ones, right? There's resin Castellex Akia and everything, but my understanding was the Thousand Suns one are bigger. They do have like different like designs and stuff, like trim and everything on them, and that's different in different weapons and stuff, but I just 3D print. I found good proxies, I guess we can call them, and that's what I use. And I have 2 of them, and I field them quite a bit. And maybe like a third of my games, I put them on the table, and they are so bad. They are one of the worst units in the game, which is saying something in a game with, hundreds of units. In concept, they're really cool. Because they're supposed to do cool things like, well, they do actually do this in game, but they like channel magic or like psychic stuff for you. So you use psychic abilities. You can use the Castellax as like the line of sight and range. And the con display mini? No, I don't. You could take a specific army that focuses on those Castellax Achaea, and they'll actually absorb Perils of the Warp for you. So you perils on the Psyker, and the hits go to the Castellax. But again, an individual Castellax costs more points than any of your Psykers do. So I don't know if that's necessarily worth it. Something like Jagged Icon, like the Primarch mini. Now, Perils is a thing in 30k. It's a thing for all Psykers. It just says 1,000 Suns. That's basically my army rule is to get your army rule, you're going to risk Perils every time. Okay, no, I don't have... I have not seen the Con Mini in person.
Stay on target.
Thank you. Oh, they brought back Perils to 1,000 Suns? They don't just use, like, Hazardous or whatever? I thought Hazardous was basically Perils. D6, any doubles do D3 mortals. Okay. And you have to like beat a number, right, to use your powers. I think it's interesting though, like I don't know. You would think 1,000 Suns Psykers, especially post Rubrique, would be less likely to Perils than a normal Psyker. Let's get his claw. Okay. Let's do a little bit more on this white gold. Sweet. All right. Something else. Missed the his knee here. Get those highlights eventually. As much as I like these little skull things, I think I need to do a wash on them to take them down a bit. Need to add some contrast in there. Yeah, but first, we're gonna take some silver. But that's not too thin. We need to grab all the tarot card nails. Like some of these strings that are holding stuff together here.
I believe, every day's a good day.
Hey, who's that guy? Gosu, what's up, man? Thank you for the resub, dude. Curze is coming along pretty well. Yeah, we got work to do, but making good progress today. I think what I can do next is we can start with some of the gory stuff. We're painting Prospering Spire Guard, dead Prospering Spire Guard on the base. Let's do a little bit of orange. Add that to the black red, and I'll kind of warm it up. Biggest issue right now is I'm running out of room on the palette, so. I guess the more appropriate color would have been magenta, right? Adding magenta here. My goal was to try to have this just completely finished by the weekend. I want to get a lot of these like big actual kind of paint parts finished. Just leave room for maybe like the basing and the and some touch-ups. That looks a lot better than magenta in there. Okay. Solar Ox guys are about done. Rib cage could use gross details. Let's do that. I do plan on adding plenty of blood to everything. When I get there, I don't know if I'll do that today. Done with this flesh wash though. Okay. What should happen? This should fit in here well. With minimal fuss. There is a little bit of fuss. that's what happens. So they'll be on the base like that. And then Curze will be sitting right there. Okay. Bit of highlights. Yeah, let's get some bit of recast. Yeah, it is a recast. Yep. I'd say of all the recasts I've painted, the Primarchs are definitely the best quality. But also the Primarchs in general from Forge World are normally of amazing quality, so metallic undercoat and a blue over. Yes, I did. I used Pro Acryl transparent blue over top. See if streaking like contrast. Not quite. Like there's a little bit of like build up or like spotting areas on it. They don't work like contrast though. They're literally just a transparent paint. So they have the same consistency as their acrylics and kind of the same properties. It's just they're transparent. You can mix them with things and turn them into incredible contrast style paints. Mainly mixing them with the glaze and wash medium and a little bit of flow improver turns them into a better than contrast paint. That also involves, lots of mixing paints and everything like that. There you go. Ghost has got the actual answer there. Yeah, single pigment. Hey, Marquis, what's going on? Yes, paint indeed. I am working on Konrad Curze, who I've been working on the past couple weeks. Trying to finish up a bunch of details on him, and my goal is to have him done this weekend, or by the end of the weekend, to pass off his owner. Yeah, we'll see. When truly owned Curze, that's true. Yeah. Okay. This is all under cape stuff. Doesn't need to be too crazy. Oh, haha, yeah. Yeah, it's true. something I want to do. Use you, yeah, okay. Get some sepia here. Put just a little bit on the palette. And get some flow improver. Put it all together and see if this does anything. Might be better with a darker wash. Let that dry and we'll try something darker. As far as other things to do, let's see. That will get blood. All of that. So that's set. This shoulder pad, I don't think will get blood. That one's set. His face. Got his hair, his weird dark eyes. I think he's good to go. Face is fine. This piece, we need blood on the old skeleton here. No blood on the face. No. We're gonna keep his face nice and clean. Aside from working on the actual piece itself and some blood on this guy, I think that's good. Okay. Blood. Do weathering pigments. That one is probably good. This cape, we can do some little highlights here. So if you're still there, I played a game of 30k against Iron Warriors on Tuesday, and actually get Spilled Paint Pot. He was in town and brought his minis, so we played. Yeah, it was fun. I think he ended up with the win based on points and stuff, but it was super close. We only got through like 3 turns. He had never played 30k before, and it's been a while since he's played like old school 40k. So it was great though. We were laughing about how Iron Warriors blow up vehicles, how they get the extra strength against vehicles as their like Legion rule. And like what exactly does that entail? And it's like, well, our bolter can actually, like wreck a rhino from the front, and it's funny the implications of that, between that and like chain swords just glancing down rhinos and destroying them really quick. It's pretty funny, but it's like, are they finding like they know which bolt to shoot that's like holding the tank together, or like what weld is weak, or Or is it like they know the guy who works at a factory, who works at the particular factory where the particular tank was made? They're like, that guy does terrible welds. Like, we know that he works on this side of the tank, so you shoot it and like, and the bolt will go through, have a higher chance to go through. Yeah, those are the kind of petty things that the Iron Warriors study in their spare time. The 46th rivet on the left. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Right? That sounds just like them, though. Like, those are the things they would do. Alright. Alright. Okay. Let's start getting some colors onto the these other rocks down here. Put them on with. You know what? I keep finding things to silver with. Apparently, I didn't go through and do this. Pass with the silver. Okay. That's what I was going to do. Alright, so we need our drab brown, I believe was our base color, which we already have. 641 is a garbage. Is garbage spotting microfracture lines? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, that's the kind of nonsense, yeah. That's kind of stuff Spill Paint Pots Iron Warriors doing against me, though. He's just like, I have these 3 dudes and they're going to charge this rhino, and yeah, they wreck it. I took a whole bunch of vehicles and dreadnoughts against him too. That's gonna be fun. Like, let's just see some tanks explode. Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's like, alright, you're in melee. Do you want to use crack grenades? And he's like, no. Like, why would I do that when I can get 3 chainsword attacks? Pressure points on the Mogatar stone when Fulgrim was sapping his power to crush it. Really? Huh. way off screen, guys. Sorry. Okay, so that needs to dry. This cape. Or if this cape we can glue this cape on him. I think we have to put the shoulder pads on first, but we could also glue those on, I'm sure, very soon. So I became a demon Primarch. Kill Purdy and take his strength. It couldn't, so I ate a bunch of Eldar souls instead. Okay. I always thought it was interesting how Perturabo seemed like totally chill with that. Like he was made a cripple. And he was just like, alright, I guess we got a war to win. Just waiting on paint to dry. Yeah, this cape will fit right up under here. I don't want to take it off. Like I should varnish these first. Varnish all these things before I glue them. I don't want my fingers to start wiping paint off. I'm super nervous to do all the blood stuff on here. I am going to use, where is it? I'm going to use Dark Crimson. Because I like this. I like this blood as blood. I think it works really well. You know, it's partly because it's like glossy, but to me it looks more like real blood. Some of the other like effects that you can get and everything. The gloss, do I care to keep the gloss effect? That would mean I'm putting blood on after I varnish the mini, which I'm okay with, because then we can keep it. The dark burgundy satin, yeah, where is that? This dark burgundy always felt was like way too gray. It's so desaturated, it's hard to get like a feel for the color. Well, let me see. Getting anything here? Here, just to put some on my hand here. Yeah, it's like a really dark brown. Yeah. It's like a brownish purple. Mix it with the dark crimson. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Good to know. Space coming along. Something I'm gonna do. Look like you put blood over the tarot card or whatever. Yes, I do the flicker stuff. I'm not gonna do that on Curze because it's too like uncontrolled. But I painted a World Eaters army. It might have been like 2,500, 3,000 points of World Eaters, and yeah, I did that. Did that with basically the whole army. It was all right. It's super messy. It gets everywhere, and you'll notice like I have paint bottles that are like even my white, like the top of it is. Like that's the splatter from. Yeah, here's the top of another one. I would put up like barriers and stuff, but I would use like paper all around and make like a little cage to hold it all in. But yeah, it would still get all over the place. What I can do, let's use that. I'm going to be able to see the reliefs here that he has in his armor. that looks better. Let's find a little brush we can use. And we can start with that. I think what I probably should do here, as it's looking more and more obvious, is I should probably do a gap filling. Yeah, let's get out some green stuff. We got some time. We'll get out some green stuff. We'll try to fill in these gaps around here. And then we might just call it for the day, because that's probably the last like big thing I have to do. This little bar of green stuff. Okay. gaps are going to bother me. One thing if they're magnetized and there's like a little bit of a gap. But the fact that's all glued. Okay. Evergreen stuff. Let's get some tools we can work with here. I like this one. It's a useful one. And let's see, tweezers. We're just going to take a tiny bit and roll it out. Green stuff and milliput. They are not the same thing, but they are somewhat similar in purpose. I have milliput. The main thing I don't like about milliput is how messy it is. It's like when you're working with it, it has almost like a powder. Like a powdery finish, and it sticks to your fingers, and it's really annoying to clean up. For a second. Yeah. Yeah, so the powdery mess that milliput makes, like wetting your fingers obviously doesn't get rid of that, right? It's just like a temporary thing, like a temporary fix. Green stuff doesn't do that with your fingers. I also know though that like milliput you can buy in much larger quantities. I think it's a lot cheaper as well. Okay, let's keep going on. Yeah, I don't do a lot of work with green stuff overall. The occasional gap filling and such. Let's get a little bit more. Hey, Groovy, what's going on? Honestly, cannot complain. A good day for a pretty good week overall. Avoid green stuff and milliput when possible. Yeah. The Tamiya putty. Yeah, they're like plastic putty, right? I use that. I do use that sometimes, and it has its own issues. Like, I feel like that Tamiya putty shrinks when it dries. And that to me makes it difficult for it's like gap filling in general. Because you go to fill the gap and it's just like They're cleaning up 3D prints and holes. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. I'm not a fan of lacquer. I do not do that. No, no, I don't. I don't make the sprue goo or whatever people call it. Not my jam. I try to stay away from the more toxic materials anymore. And to me, like, I see that the like sprue goo stuff, and it just screams respiratory issues for me. Couple dozen eggs. Oh, cool. All right. So you're getting the old homestead going, huh? Yeah, it's easy to be like, the thin plastic cement is good, and it smells good, ha ha ha, or whatever. But like, a couple years down the road when you're having issues, regret those choices. Anything Warhammer screams respiratory issues. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, there's a lot, but that's also not a reason to add more to it, right? Or at least that's what I'm trying to do. It's toxic, so it means it's good, yeah. I was getting limonene cement from Tamiya, but you can't really buy that in the US. Like, it's hard to get in the US. The tester stuff is kind of garbage. I messed with the tester's non-toxic glue, and it was all in like the worst kind of containers. Okay, green stuff, gap filled. Need to wait to paint that and to finish the basing, but that's pretty good. Come look about buying my truck. They didn't want to pay enough. Oh, that sucks. Board didn't like the firmware. Okay. Yeah, you're just super high. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Okay. The gap's properly filled. We need to let that cure for the evening. I might come back. I might revisit it tonight and just paint this base stuff real quick, and then maybe some more on the basing. Or maybe I focus more on weathering pigment on the basing at this point. And maybe we just paint some base rims and then just kind of see where we can go from there. I think that might be the way to go. Let's do it. Let's paint base rims. to start. It's been sitting for a while. Yeah, okay, okay. Years to get the title. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully get someone out eventually, or soon. Buy it, so you don't have to worry about it. Alright. We're gonna go from there, alright? We're gonna call it there. So you guys have seen we have the display base mostly done. We got Curze mostly done. We got his cape. I can actually put these things in focus. Those mostly done. We got the other display base piece with a little Balatro Jimbo card on his head. Definitely needing some blood effects. We got both shoulder pads here, and we have his face. And that's where we are on Curze. So we got all the things. We're just gonna do some finishing touches this week and I'll have it painted, and then I think we might, depending on what's going on next week, we might try to start on next Primarch. So I think we're just gonna roll right into the next Primarch if we can. But with that, I'm gonna call the stream there. Yep. Gosu, Groovy, Jaded Valkyrie, T-Slayer, guys, Cultured American, thanks for coming in. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I should be back Sunday night stream, so I'll be painting something fun. I'm just not sure what that is yet because I have no idea anymore of what's going on. So but yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all on Sunday. Bye everybody.